Hello, my spirited friends, my spirited living community. Lovely to be here with you all again as we approach the summer solstice and dance with a new goddess this week, new for me, and what we do here every week, for those of you that have not joined us before, is we play with and we commit to reclaiming the divine feminine in ourselves, in the world. One of the ways that we do that is by honoring the many faces of the goddess in cultures around the world, from ancient times, many of them still celebrated in fun ways, others in more revered ways in the present time. And I just always have a good time. I've got an office. Those of you that have that have seen me on Zoom, or I guess I don't have a lot of goddesses behind me now. Just my wonderful moon phases plate. But I have been working with the divine feminine for 25 years, and in my new moon circles and many other places, in my master's thesis, all that fun stuff. So what we are doing this week is in our journey to reclaim the divine feminine, to honor our emotions, our intuition, our connection to our bodies, our deep connection to nature, to the Earth Mother. This is a great time to do that as summer is bursting out all over in the Northern Hemisphere. And we have, actually, the summer solstice is upon us in 4 days, Sunday, June 20th, also Father's Day, coincidentally. And my Unitarian church, which which hosts my new moon circles, and we will hopefully be live in September, very excited about that, we are facilitating, there's about 6 of us that are facilitating a really beautiful summer solstice gathering, a summer solstice Zoom celebration with just rituals and chants and beautiful readings. You can find more about that, and I'll put the link in the chat as well, in the comments as well, at fourthu.org on Sunday night on the summer solstice at 7 o'clock. So, didn't want to forget to tell you that. And you can always get more information about upcoming circles and other goodies on my website, spiritedliving.com. So, with the summer solstice upon us, I knew, of course, that we had to look for some sun goddesses. And so many of us that have connected with the Earth Mother and connected with the nature-honoring divinities and spirituality, earth-centered spirituality, tend to think of the sun as being a masculine energy and the moon being feminine. And yes, while that's not incorrect, there are some very powerful sun goddesses around. And one of them that is celebrated particularly in conjunction with the summer solstice is Aine. Now, interestingly, her name is spelled in the Irish spelling, which is Aine, pronounced Anya in the Irish language. And so when you've heard, Aine the singer, I wonder if she was originally in this Aine spelling of Anya. And I also originally, when I was putting the news out about this, I talked about Letha, which I've always known to be an ancient name for the ancient Celtic name for the summer solstice. But I only found, but then I found one of the places that I looked at talked about her being a goddess, and being a goddess of fertility and abundance and all the things that are represented by this lush, bursting out time that we are in right now as we officially enter summer, which is when the sun moves into Cancer. And it's interestingly, while Cancer's a water sign, all of the solstices and equinoxes, all of these cross-quarter days, as they're and the cross-quarter days, solstices, equinoxes, are all often celebrated in very fiery ways. And I'll tell you a little bit about that as I describe to you Anya. And then I have a few little very short little ritually things, and a wonderful, one of my favorite, I probably say that about all my chants because I love singing. I love these chants. So Letha was apparently, in at least one place that I read, a Northern European. In addition to being the name for the summer solstice, she was also a European, North African goddess. Power, order. This was a night, the summer solstice, and really all of these big earth holy days are big nights for lovers to go off in the woods. We certainly know that about May Day. Night of great fertility. Now, Aine, the Irish goddess, she it was really one of the oldest and most revered of the ancient Irish goddesses, and she was a goddess of the sovereignty of Ireland, and also represented fertility and abundance. And one of her very ancient connections was that she would appear sometimes as a red mare, and actually the picture I have of her, you can see her flaming red hair with her mare that was said to be faster than all, that none could beat her in a race. And Aine was honored, and I think still is in some folklore kinds of ways, by the townspeople carrying lit torches of straw through their village and bringing it, and apparently they still do this in Knockmany Hill, which is, I would love to visit it sometime. There's so many of these ancient Neolithic sites in Great Britain, and that is one of them that's now being pretty well protected, but it's got spirals and all kinds of ancient carvings in it. And there is a procession that is taken to that hill in a corner of Ireland to honor Aine, and this is where the fire part comes in. Cattle are sometimes driven in between two bonfires to purify them and prepare them to have a healthy summer, so that they can be slaughtered and provide lots of meat, those of you that are carnivores. But it was a way, the fire rituals were a way to purify their food and to purify themselves. And so one of the ways, and we've actually done this at May Day rituals at Fourth U, a way that you can do that, and there are a couple different very sweet, very simple summer solstice, midsummer is also what it's called, midsummer rituals that you can do to make wishes or to let go of what you want to let go of. And one of them is to make a wish by jumping over a bonfire. Now, we don't have so many bonfires right now, but if you have a fire pit in your backyard, even just a candle, we've done it with just a candle, and then make your wish as you jump over it. You can yell it out loud, you can do it silently, but that's one of the ways that you can make a summer solstice wish to carry you through the summertide. One of the other ways, and this is where the Cancer water stuff comes in, is to, and this was from Z Budapest, who's just really just such a wise woman mentor when it comes to all things earth-centered and goddess-centered, and how we can celebrate both. And one of the things that she talks about that we can do for the summer solstice is, let's see, I want to get it right, is that you write on a piece of white paper with red pen something that's bothering you, something that you want to release, and you smear it with honey. Bees are very busy right now. Honeys are sacred to the goddess as well. And then throw it in the flames of your fire, or if you're with your safe candle, maybe in the bathtub or something, if you're in the city and you don't have a fire backyard that you can light. So those are two ways that you can make wishes. And when you're, the jumping over the bonfire, and then when you write on the right piece of paper, you can send that off and send it back to the cosmic mother by taking it to any body of water, river, lake, ocean, and letting the waves take it away. Similar things like that happen with Yamaya as well, who I've talked about, and well, I don't know when I talked about Yamaya, but I've definitely highlighted her here too. And then as you're letting go of whatever it is that you want to let go of, first you do a letting go piece, then that creates space for your wish to expand and come to fruition. So the letting go piece, you say, this is what you want to get rid of, what you've written down. I give my sorrow to the flames. The goddess of fire will consume my pain. It is done. And there's something, the power of ritual is all about symbols. There's something about saying that and taking symbolic action. That's really all ritual is. That really gets to the deepest part of ourselves, because symbols are the language of the unconscious, and that's where all change occurs. So, with all that context, the chant that I will sing for you, one of my favorite ones that we've sung outside in summer solstice circles, and years ago had a little girl join us, and just spontaneously she started doing all these hand movements to it, and we all just followed her. She was like 6 years old. Yes, Jamie, if you watch this, I'm talking about Aaron. So that chant goes, safe in the arms of safe in the arms of the Mother Earth, safe in the hands of my sisters, in perfect love and perfect trust, safe in the hands of my sisters. This summer solstice gathering, we dance on sacred land. To welcome summer joyously, just take your sister's hand. And if it's a mixed circle, if it's not just women, let's see if I can remember the version that I've done so it's co-ed, is safe in the arms of the Mother Earth, safe in the hands of each other, in perfect love and perfect trust, safe in the hands of each other. This summer solstice gathering, we dance on sacred land, to take each other's, sorry for the motorcycle, to take each other's, to welcome summer joyously, just take each other's hand, and safe in the arms of our Mother Earth, safe in the hands of our sisters, in perfect love and perfect trust, safe in the hands of our sisters. This summer solstice gathering, we dance on sacred land, to welcome summer joyously, just take your sister's hand, and just keeps going. So sing that on your way to the summer solstice. Join us Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Come back, we'll be celebrating the new moon in Cancer sometime in July 10th, I want to say. It's on my website, spiritedliving.com. Thank you so much for being with me, and I look forward to exploring more faces of the Divine Feminine with you now and going forward. Namaste.